My name is Savannah Matthews, and this is my argument essay on childhood obesity. Most people think that it's the parents' fault the child is overweight, but in reality, it's the government's because of the prices of the healthy food. It's not the parents' fault for them not being able to afford good and healthy food. Parents should be held responsible because they're the ones that bring the food into the house and do not give them healthy options to choose from. Another thing is you cannot blame the children. They do not buy the food, and if they're hungry at school, they're going to eat the school lunch, and if they do not pack one. It is not a blame game with pointing fingers. It's common sense. It's the parent's responsibility to look after their children, but it's almost impossible for them to do so during school hours because of scheduling or during summer when they are left with a babysitter without proper nutrition knowledge. Many foods we get are cheap and unhealthy because all the healthy foods are expensive. For example, McDonald's salads cost about $5, and you could get 4 cheeseburgers for that price. And you can feed 4 people with the cheeseburger. With the salad, you could only feed 1. But in supermarkets, they almost never have produce like fruits and vegetables on sale or on display, but they always have like chips or some little cake snacks that are really fattening. Most families are on a tight budget and cannot afford fresh produce or items low in fat and sugars. Farmers markets are a good alternative to expensive produce, but the days of the roadside produce stand are gone. Most parents are working 2 to 3 jobs per household trying to support the family. So a long home-cooked meal is out of the question, and that is where processed foods come in. There are many parents who do not acknowledge what they are putting in their child's mouth. They should think about portion sizes and the amount of fats and sugars. One way parents can combat this epidemic of obesity is by not keeping the processed foods in the house, and also lead by example by watching what they eat in front of their children. Many children nowadays are latchkey kids, meaning a lot of the times the children get home from school, they can let themselves in. Being home alone, using stoves and ovens are usually off limits, so that leaves the microwave. And high-fat, over-processed foods. Many parents have lost control over their children, and forcing them to eat healthy is usually easier said than done. Now it's getting to where if you force your child to eat healthy or send them to bed hungry for not eating what is provided to them, you risk interference by social services. Most of the time, working more than one job can be stressful, so leaving it to easy meals and fast foods is usually the direction parents go in. If parents cooked more at home and spent more on healthy foods, I'd believe our country's obesity would decrease a good amount. 50 years ago, meals were made from scratch, meaning there would be no processed foods and you knew exactly what was going into your dinner. There were no convenience stores around the corner where you could grab a burrito or a bag of chips. Energy drinks and soda have taken the place of out-of-tap water, leading to more sugars in their diet. With the mothers in the workplace, it's usually an issue, so quick and already made meals are usually the way that they go. Back in the day, mothers were seen to be in the kitchen, cooking or cleaning, and basically devoting their whole day to taking care of their family. Our economy has contributed to longer hours and additional jobs just to survive, which means no time to think about what proper foods you should put into your child's mouth. The healthy items are not really a choice for parents with one small income, because the foods are just so expensive. I've heard a good amount of people blame their metabolism for being in shape, but I do not. But I find that not to be true because families with bigger incomes usually do not have a weight problem. Many schools have taken recess away from our children. Exercise is vital to weight management in children. Physical education classes should be Physical education classes used to be daily, but now are usually not required every day. Video games, television, computers are usually children's main focus when at home, leading to less physical activity. Extracurricular sports or school sports are expensive and do not fit in the budget of low-income families. Most children spend a majority of the day sitting without exercise, and without exercise, your body cannot burn off the calories they consume. Families with bigger incomes can afford healthier foods, so that would usually be the go-to snack when they're at home. Many higher-income families are seen bringing healthy lunches prepared at home instead of eating in cafeteria's processed foods. Lower-income families on government assistance would benefit further from having a government-funded healthy food program instead of food stamps to get the proper nutrition children need. If school did not buy cheap foods, then there would be children that would eat and not get foods out of the vending machines or go hungry all day and eat overprocessed foods when they get home. We need to take a step back in time and monitor our children for what they eat so America would not have this obesity problem. If we have parents with low income, get more food stamps and be monitored if they use them properly. Also, if we did not give the families with big incomes not so many food stamps because they have a big enough income, if they want a junk food, they could get it out of their own checks. Increasing exercise and cutting down the intake of processed food is the key to go for cutting down the problem. And that is all I have on my argument of childhood obesity, and that is my way that I think that we can stop it.